Yeah, like I've said this a few times. I'm gonna keep saying this. I honestly I think this is the greatest game of all time. It is one of it's probably not my personal favorite. Like there is a difference between my favorite game and what I think is the greatest game of all time. But there's so much that's so well done in this game. The character design, the story, the way that its attention to detail. When you tell a story that involves time travel and changing times and stuff, like there's just so much that can very easily go wrong, right? Like you forget you're in the middle of writing or something, you forget that this is there, or like little things like you have the ending all drawn up, um but you change the past, so one person's character, one character is no longer the same, but it's not a main character. It's actually just like, I mean, even the briefest of smallest pieces, like Luca's mom, she's in a wheelchair now, she's not in a wheelchair. But again, the attention to detail in this, the ability to do combo moves was like, this is like the first time I can remember that being a thing. New Game Plus is the first game that I can remember that had New Game Plus. The side stuff that were really was integrated into the game, not just extra crap that you can do. Like Final Fantasy, has always had. You can go find Bahamut, you can go find Leviathan or whatever, and you can get these weapons or that armor or whatever. But this one, like it integrates it into the story through Baltazar, the guru of time. He's like, hey, you can technically you can go fight Lavos right now if you want, but there's all this other stuff that has been left unresolved that you could also take care of, and it's completely optional, but they've integrated it into the main story. You have all these characters that you meet throughout time that all have different reasons to want to go after Lavos, and it's just such a great way to tell a story. The gameplay was fun, the combo moves are fun, the fucking story, man, is just so well written. Like the world is cool. The fucking the epic. Once you get the wings and stuff, you've got your little you've got an airship, but it's not an airship. It's like it's like a plane, right? It's like a spaceship almost. And so there's just so much cool stuff with this game, and it really holds up. Like it's 2025 now, and I still enjoy this game as playing it as much now as I did back in 1995 when it first came out. It's one of those games that, like, you're never going to get anything like this again, right? There's too many egos. There's too many corporations involved in something like this. It does surprise me that there hasn't been a remaster of it yet, and I'm still holding out hope that at some point we hear of, like, maybe at least a 2D HD remaster of this game, because the big players, well, I mean, the character designer, unfortunately he passed away, but like the two big entities, right, Squaresoft and Enix, they merged. They're now one company. So, like, you don't have this is one of the few times that you don't have those corporate egos getting in each other's way, because they're the same company now. But it's just something where you don't really ever see, and in my opinion, you won't really ever see Bethesda and Rockstar teaming up. You won't see Obsidian working with Bethesda again. Like, it's just one of those things where, like, I just don't see anything like this happening, at least for the foreseeable future. You're not going to see. Bethesda and Rockstar seem to be the best thing that I can think of, because you've got two ends of the spectrum. Although Bethesda is not as popular now as it was before, but From Software, right? I'm a huge From Software fan. I don't see them teaming up with Square Enix to make a game, right? Like, they're two big companies that think they can make a game that way, and so they're not gonna they're not gonna put the egos aside to say, yeah, we can compromise on these things. I just don't see that happening now. It's not the type of world we live in, and so for something like this to exist is incredible to me. It's incredible to me, and I think this is such a good game and such a fun game, and I really hope they do bring it to modern consoles, so the new generation of gamers can experience it. I know I'm going to show it to my son as soon as he starts understanding, turn-based RPGs and stuff. But there's a whole generation of gamers out there that don't have a father or an older brother or an older cousin or whatever that experience these things that can bring them to them. It's one of those things where if you don't go out of your way to learn about this type of stuff, you might never know, and that's a shame. That's a shame. Like for example, you take the music industry or the movie industry, and you get something that you really like, and you're watching the Grammys, and they do lifetime achievement awards and stuff like that. You don't have that in the gaming industry, at least right now, anyway. And so, it's always what's the new hotness, what's the now game, and so you don't get to experience a lot of history in the gaming industry unless you actively go out and search for it. And that's, in my opinion, that's a bummer, man. To quote the dude. But awesome, dude. Just a fantastic game.